Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life.
Cardsman to throw.
Ooh,
Looks right. Hit. Ball's
there
loose. Rolling around. Scooped up. Touchdown. Amazing. Grayson Halton scooped and scored. Late flag in. Or Mason Thomas hit Cardsman. Forced the ball out. And the first turnover of the season is a scoop and score touchdown.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. We're talking about a 44-0 victory over Kent State this week and previewing the 121st Red River rivalry. Coach, first off, we saw the scoop and score there from Grayson Halton. First turnover of the year was a spectacular one on Saturday.
Right on time. That was, I guess we've kind of been led by our defense here through the first part of the season, so it's quite appropriate that they forced the first turnover. Our Mason had a career high 6 tackles, and that sack was a big one in the game to kind of get us going there and get a touchdown on the board for the season. So that was a lot of fun.
Always a big deal when you get a shutout. This could be your third one of the year if things had broken your way, but good to get a 0 on the defensive side of the scoreboard.
And it was great, going back to that play too, just to watch. Everybody likes to watch Grayson Halton dance. He likes to have fun. And but a year ago against Houston, it was just the opposite. All right, LSU. Just the opposite, where our Mason scores. So. But yeah, no, to be able to hold people out of the end zone, they haven't been held out of the end zone yet this year. Whatever that means, it's hard. I appreciate the standard that was met, by whoever was in there all the way through the end of the game. And I told the team several times over the last week getting ready, this is a team regardless of the situation. Watch how they call plays and watch how these guys, how hard they play all the way to the end. So from a maturity standpoint, they listened, is what it looks like to me. Our players listened and did a great job of keeping them out of the end zone.
You've had an incredible year defensively. Number 1 in the nation now in total defense. You lead the nation in third down defense and have for a while. Number 2 in scoring defense. Number 1 in sacks. Number 1 in tackles for loss. You didn't have the turnover until this game. Was it eating at your guys a little bit? And they got a couple of them in this one.
Not really. Like I've said before, if we weren't playing well and we also aren't causing turnovers, then that puts a lot of stress on your whole team. Because we have had several 3-and-outs and have been able to play in a really consistent, rhythmic way defensively, where we're creating field position and we're keeping people out of the end zone and we're forcing a lot of punts. We've been able to play, for the most part, complementary football. And we said when the turnovers happen, man, things can you can take the team to a whole other place when it comes to winning and taking some pressure off of you if you're opportunistic that way.
Talk about Michael Hawkins in the offense in just a second, but usually we save the kickers for segment 3. Let's give them some love.
Yeah.
Tate Sandell, Grayson Miller have been tremendous for you. These guys are weapons for you, Coach.
And we've been bragging on them, but again, keeping our fingers crossed because what we've been able to see in practice and through fall camp. But this is a game you got to get out on game day and take everything you've done from the practice field to the game field, and they've been able to do that. Certainly Grayson's story and how he had his opportunity through a really inconsistent camp and spring, but injury would have it that he gets his opportunity and is just, again, crushed it, no pun intended, again, and puts the one ball at the 1-yard line and just watch the sideline, which is a really cool thing for me as a coach when you have a team that celebrates each other's success the way this team has. I call them pointers and runners, pointing to their teammates when they make a play and running to their teammates to go celebrate a teammate's success. And that is in a very selfish time environment that we're in, to see the team stay connected in the moment, and appreciation for the kicking game. That's not an easy thing to do. The buy-in is real. Our guys have great awareness what's going on, And I just think that's, for me, that it's a snapshot of the awareness and the engagement of our entire football team, which is, been bragging on the chemistry and the cohesion. Man, you're going to have a fighting chance every single week when you have a team that has love and the trust and the respect that this team does.
And you throw in what Isaiah Satania did in punt return yards. Yeah, it was the Michigan game where he struggled a little bit in special teams, but it really feels like you've turned that around 180 degrees.
Yeah, it was, we ran into the punter the one time. We're there. We just run into him. And then we dropped the punt and turned it over. And there was a bunch of other good plays in that game. But those were overshadowed, rightfully so, by the mistakes. This is a game that'll punish you for those mistakes and giving people additional opportunities at the ball. So otherwise, it's been, to your point, it's been fantastic. Tate Sandell kicks a 55-yard. Those 3 field goals in the first half were tremendous. They were huge, and certainly that's the 4th longest field goal in the stadium since 2012. So. Fantastic job. Well, I think in history, I think the 100 yards of returns, the 98 yards of returns that Satania had were the most since 2012. And the field position probably took away opportunities for the offense to put more total yards on the board. And we're really able to kind of control things. My thing is, you look back and the offense had 5 possessions in the first half and 5 scores, 5 scoring drives, but 2 of them touchdowns, 3 field goals. So what happened on those field goal drives? Where did we make some mistakes? Where did we get out of rhythm? What were some of the issues? Is it perimeter blocking? Is it one-on-one matchups with, our tackles versus a defensive end that put us behind the chains? And next thing you know, we got to settle for field goals because the teams that we're playing, moving forward, again, are going to make you pay for those mistakes.
Our Sunday Reflections with Brent Venables brought to you by Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Let's talk about the Sooner offense with Michael Hawkins when we come back. You're watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. This week's game review is brought to you by Groundworks, preferred foundation repair company of the Sooners.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. This segment presented by Groundworks, the preferred foundation repair company of the Sooners. Let's talk about your offense in the 44-0 victory over Kent State. Coach Michael Hawkins got his first start of the year at quarterback. How did you feel like he played?
Yeah, I thought he was efficient, and there were some times he was really, really good, both as a runner and a thrower. He had 3 touchdown passes in one game, so he had 3 all of last year, and he ran in for another one. So he made a lot of good decisions, and there's a few times where him and the receiver weren't on the same page, so we'll get some of those things ironed out. But very efficient. He made a spectacular play on the first touchdown throw. Where somebody's trying to drag him down, and it makes a really good play. And Isaiah where it was able to bring it down, and again you saw his explosiveness as a runner is really special. We didn't turn the ball over, so that's the first game this season that we haven't turned the ball over. So we were +2 in the turnover margin. So that's what you want from your quarterback.
How about Caden Helms getting in the end zone?
Yeah, it was good. That's his, I think, second career touchdown, and he's really, getting out of the cast, and the club that he had on has helped him. And I bragged on him to, in the post game last night, just the improvement, all the improvement that he's made as a blocker, and very athletic though. He's got good range and a good target down there in the red zone.
First opportunity this year to see a couple of guys, Giovanni Gibson and Eli Bowen.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on how they performed?
Yeah, just to make it back is a win, and they both did a good job. They only got Giovanni the ball one time, some quick game there, but for him, just developing the confidence, that was the plan. Just get him out there, get his confidence back, get him into the flow of playing again. And then Eli was in great position, when he was in there. Don't know his snap count, either one of them, but we got him in there just enough, so it was good to have him back.
Looked like maybe more than any other time this year, able to find some rhythm with Jaden Ott in the run game, too.
Yeah, well, he looked good.
He did.
He looked like he did in practice. And just, again, his instincts, he's got really good natural ability, setting up blocks and knowing where the second and the third level players are going to fit and fall back, and his ability to cut and to keep things skinny and thin where he needs to get the chains moving.
Let me circle back to the defense and ask you about a couple of individuals. Danny Okoye, we saw the Coyote get his first sack of the year on Saturday.
He was so good. And he was really good on special teams too, kickoffs and punt return. He takes a lot of pride in punt return. I'd hate to be the guy he's going against, because usually those guys aren't 6'5", 255 pounds and move and as powerful as Danny is. I'm just giggling because, man, he just wrecks shop, on both kickoff and punt return. He covers his people up. He blows through blocks on the kickoff, and man, he's a point of emphasis in those special teams meetings for your opponents. But it was awesome to have him. We had a stunt on where we're dropping 8, and he's supposed to slant to the B gap as far as the movement. So if they run the ball, he's a B gap. He's a B gap player. But he transitioned. It was a pass, obviously, and he transitioned back out of it, which usually just a veteran will do that. Somebody that's played a lot of ball, but he transitioned and he beat his guy one-on-one, put him on an island, and he got his first sack. So he made it look really simple and easy, but there's a lot more to it that was just for us as coaches, man, we're like high-fiving, like, okay, that's different. So hopefully that'll be just a small sample size of what's to come.
Grayson Halton, I know we talked about him in the first segment, but I got the impression from talking to him after the game on the Sooner Radio Network that after he didn't come up with that interception in Philadelphia, maybe the teammates razzed him a little bit.
They did.
I don't know. But he was very happy to make amends.
Yeah, what you saw there, that's who Grayson is all the time. He loves to have fun. He's channeled all of his energy and enthusiasm in a focused, passionate, celebratory, chase the quarterback down type of a way, where in his first couple of years he was silly and a distraction, and he would easily feel the wrath for being silly and not focused and locked in. So he's really matured to take all that energy and passion and use it the right way. Our players feed off of that. He's a lot of fun. He's incredibly disruptive. Yesterday he played more snaps than he had played, all year. Obviously, we had Jaden Jackson and Dom Williams. We held out both of those guys. They were both banged up, just minor injuries, and they'll be fine moving forward. But man, he took it like a champ and really had an excellent game. So that was cool to see him to be able to be in the position that he was, especially because the guys have not let him live that one down against Temple.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to head to the Telestrator. Coach is going to break down some of the biggest games from Oklahoma's victory over Kent State. You're watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Tap the app and save up to 25% today. Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused. Coach Venables' Film Breakdown is brought to you by Community Coffee. Family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes.
Welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. This segment, the Telestration segment, brought to you by Community Coffee. We're going to look at some of the biggest plays from Oklahoma's 44-0 win over Kent State. Coach, first touchdown of the game right here.
Yeah.
Tremendous effort by Michael Hawkins.
Yeah, it is. They've got a 6-man pressure here. They've got double-A gap backers, and we're going to run a little mesh concept here between the inside receivers, Atenia and Jaron Canick. They're in man-to-man, and with the little motion there, it kind of throws them off. They got 2-on-2. They turn Sategna loose. The middle of the field player, he's usually the quote unquote the post player. He's actually playing a spy technique. Okay, he's going to flat foot it, and he's got Hawkins if he breaks contain. He's going to give body presence on some of these underneath routes, but he doesn't have Sategna man to man. He's counting on one of these guys to take him, and then he can potentially give him some help. Isaiah does a fantastic job in the scramble drill here, and he turns to a deep concept. Let's look at what's going on here. So they're all right. These guys are all working together. All right, our two guys got their two guys right here, and then we're manned up here, here, and here. So we got 6 for their 6. All right, our center's taking him. All right, they're read blitzing this, and they're gonna work a pick scheme. He's gonna go punch him in the hip, and then he's gonna try to come inside the running back. Okay, when he punches him in the hip, they're hopeful that that'll free him up, and a lot of times both of them come free. We do this on defense as well. All right, you see here he's trying to pick Jake in the hip. All right, Torrey's supposed to stay on him. All right, punch him, maybe hit him a little earlier. If he's going to try to pick, let's go take him off the pick and don't let him pick. Don't let him do what they want to do. And if you do, you see here, Jake has control of the twisting linebacker, and it's just enough. Torrey's got to stay on his guy. He gets a little bit confused, which is why they do it. And so now Mike does a good job of buying a little bit of time. Okay, Fabecchi's doing a good job of blocking his man through the whistle. And Isaiah had, again, as for the reasons we'd already indicated, is free in the end zone and does a nice job of bringing that down. So really makes him pay there. And then this is the third medium play here. Let's see here. We're in the third quarter and early in the second half. And our Mason we've given him a 2-way go here on the offensive tackle. If he oversets you or gets his short set you can come underneath, and we'll have somebody ready to, from a position of depth, be ready to come get the quarterback on third down. We're playing just a 3-deep concept here where we have a 3-safety look, and then we're bringing both of the safeties down as curl flat defenders here. So changing the post snap look on the quarterback, which makes the quarterback hold the ball just a little bit. It's third and medium. Probably should have got rid of the back or got rid of the ball a little bit quicker to the back. But it doesn't take long. You know, our Mason, man, he is, when you're going against this front, the clock is sped up. And so really good job by our Mason there, and does all the things to finish, the strip sack here. And then Grayson staying alive here. We got a little twist working here inside with these two monsters. And here, again, our 2 versus their 3. We're working a pick game in our twist here, and kind of like you just saw with the 2 backers on 2-on-2. Well, we win this one a lot, and we're penetrating, we're picking the hip. He's got to stay on him. He's trying to come off late, but look what happens. Because he moved the center out of the way, now he tries to come back off. Guess what happens? Now Stone's free. So now you got 3 free defenders here, winning their matchups, working a little pick game, but everybody working together. We're speed to power here. And he gets in the quarterback's way as well, and they just kind of wreck shop. And then they're going to throw that juice on them right here.
Let me dance. Yeah. Let me dance, everyone. Get out of my way.
How good is that?
That's great. We don't show punting highlights very often, Coach, but Grayson Miller deserves it.
Yeah, so, again, we get to midfield, and we're going to get, if we're doing what we need to do, worst case scenario, we're going to get a first down or 2, and we're going to be in this situation more than any other punting situation, what we call our pooch punt, sky punt situations. And we've been really good over the last couple of years of being able to pin people. Elzinga was great, but there's a lot of other things that are going along with it. We've got everybody else has got to have landmarks, and there's a certain, game plan to how we're going to try to pin these things. He does it all on his own because the ball spits out at the 1. What a fantastic job. There is an art and a technique to this. We're doing it to the short side of the field here, off at the left hash, kicking it to the left corner. And, man, what a fantastic job. I don't think we would have been able to get this one based on where it lands, but we're supposed to go 2-yard line and on the numbers. to protect the end zone there. So everybody working together, what a great job. And then
Elijah Thomas, 14 right here. His job down to defend the goal line, turn around and try to find the ball. Is that
got
what
to
he's
get
doing?
to the numbers, and on the 2-yard line right there is kind of his base landmark, and kind of goes in a little bit of a cul-de-sac there, but works out well for the good guys.
I mean, he's just been fantastic.
And, and then offensively, you change the whole playbook coming off the 1-yard line. You shrink the playbook, and from an offensive standpoint, now you just want to run the ball downhill and hope you don't turn it over and get a safety and just punt. And then you get the ball back inside the 50, and now you're in scoring position without doing a whole lot. But that's the offense and the defense and the kicking game all working together right there.
What a story Grayson Miller has turned into. Take a timeout. When we come back, we'll look ahead to OU Texas 121 coming up next week in the Cotton Bowl. You're watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. The Opponent Breakdown is brought to you by One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties, fan-fueled, athlete-focused.
All right, welcome back to Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. The 121st Red River Rivalry coming up this Saturday, 2:30 in the Cotton Bowl. Coach, always fun. One of the greatest weeks in all of college football. How is this week different, if at all, inside your practice facility and locker rooms?
Yeah, I think for those that haven't participated in it, you're trying to educate them, on what to expect. And certainly within the rhythm of a season, it's the next one and things of that nature. But there is real emotion. The intensity is a little different. The environment's different. And so, you're trying to prepare all of your players for that. And but man, just lock into, don't get distracted as far as the preparation, the detail, the strain and the physicality. They're going to be a requirement if you want to have success. And you can't let the pregame things distract you, and that's a very real thing too. Mm-hmm. But you can also feed off the emotion. There's a lot of big moments usually. If the past is indicative of what to expect, there's a lot of emotion in that stadium. That's a lot of fun. I've said this a lot. It's like it's better than a national championship game environment because there's no corporate in there. And these are two programs that have been playing for a long time, and there's a lot of real deep-seated hatred, between the two programs. And despite, you might respect certainly what the program has represented for, a long time too. They've got a great program with good history, and so does Oklahoma. And so if you love college football, you love, the rivalry games. You certainly love the opportunity to play other good programs like Texas, and I'm not afraid to say they've been a really good program, and they've worked hard to do that, and this is going to be a great opportunity for us. It's the next one's our second SEC game, and we've been playing with a lot of, again, rhythm and building momentum and building confidence and trying to relentlessly improve daily and weekly. Feel like that we've done that, sometimes more incrementally than you want, but really feel like this is the next step for us. Again, right on time, and because it is that week in October, and but something that's going to be really exciting. Looking forward to the matchup.
The task for your defense is going to be to slow down Arch Manning and the Texas offense in about a minute or so. What is the test there for you?
Yeah, I mean, it arguably is, the most talented group of players that, we've played against up to this point, maybe even will all season. They've got a fantastic roster. They've got all the resources and personnel that, that you would want to go chase and compete for a championship. And so, it's going to be a line of scrimmage game, and running the football, the explosive plays, those are areas between turnovers, explosive plays, and running the football. Those are the things that typically will, decide who, wins this game. So we're going to put a lot of work into being on the right side of that.
It is the single greatest game in American sports, folks. OU Texas coming up Saturday. Coach, congratulations on the win over Kent State.
Yeah,
go beat Bevo.
Let's go.
Good to see you. That's
All right.
Brent Venables. When we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights from the Sooners' win over the Golden Flashes. You're watching Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either SiriusXM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free. Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life.
So Oklahoma wins the toss, guys, and they make the decision to defer to the second half, which means the defense for the Sooners will start this final non-con showdown.
Points to his right, points to his left. Everybody in Owen Field, one finger in the air, total leather, and we are underway. In the shotgun with Garcia, the running back. It's a handoff to Garcia, breaks across the 15 and got himself out near the 19. We will not see their starter Drew DeShields today. We have been told by their radio crew he is not injured. Back to pass, looks left. Cardsman steps up in the pocket, surrounded, and he's sacked. And there's one. 3 wide receivers set, 1st and 10 from the 30. Tight end in motion, handoff Garcia up the middle, stuffed in the backfield and dropped for a loss. David Stone the first to him. Isaiah Satania deep to receive, stands inside his own 20. There's the boot. Driving kick, spiraling, caught at the 17. He'll return, runs right, tries to get to the corner. He's got it. Watch out. Satania, 35-40, down the sidelines to the 50. He's into Kent State territory, still going to the 30 and finally knocked out of bounds. His Blaylock from the plus 42. There's the snap. Handoff Blaylock up the middle. Big hole, 40, 35, dances left down to the 30-yard line. From the 30. 10:49 to go first quarter, no score. Shotgun snap, Hawkins, play action, straight drop, looking to throw. Has a pocket, wings it for the end zone. It is out of the back of the end zone, and Keontez Lewis goes crashing into the brick wall.
10:37 left in the first quarter of a scoreless game. Took a scary crash into the north end zone brick wall, all brick, all concrete. The good news from our perspective, and Gabe, you've been living this right on top of it in that north end zone. We have seen his hands and his feet move. They were working on his lower back. He doesn't seem to be panicking. He seems to be very calm through all of this right now, does Keontez Lewis.
Yeah, just an awful, awful situation, but it was extremely encouraging to see him moving his limbs.
Burks, Satania, and Gibson split left. Canick to the right. The back is Blaylock on 3rd and 10. First third down of the day for OU. Satania sent in motion. There's the snap. Hawkins, blitz is on. Has a pocket. Now he's surrounded. Escapes out the right. Flings it downfield. He's got Satania behind the defense. Caught it. Touchdown. Wow. He had 2 golden flashes tugging at his uniform, and somehow he got rid of the football, threw it 35 yards downfield into the waiting arms of Isaiah Satania.
That's a scary one for Mike Hawkins. He was not in a good position to throw that football, but still able to get enough on it to get down there, and Satania was so open that it was able to float for a long time, and those Kent State players just couldn't close the distance, and Satania did have to go up in the middle of those guys and make that play.
Quarterback Devin Cardsman in the shotgun. Compact formation here. Garcia his back. He hands it to him. Garcia over the right side, squeezes through a hole past the line of scrimmage. Sugar huddles, now sprints to the line of scrimmage. Cardsman on the handoff around the corner. Nice. Goes to Wolford, the wide receiver, and the Sooners defended it very well.
I still got some of that in me.
First down snap, Hawkins, quick throw near side. Javani Gibson's first catch is a great one. Hawkins takes the snap, fakes the handoff, runs left. All kinds of room, 45-40, outside 35 to the 30, shimmy shake to the 25, and he's up into the 23. 49-yard try for Tate Sandell. He's 6 for 7 on the year. Plenty of distance on this kick, and it is good.
Wow. That was over the top of the uprights.
That was crazy.
From the 26, Hawkins, handoff Blaylock, runs left, cuts it up to the 30, puts his head down across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
And I was my first full-time job with Kent.
Who are you rooting for today, Coach?
That's pretty obvious.
2nd and 5, Jaron Canick's first catch, and he's got a first down as he carries the ball out to the 37.
I loved it. I was with Dick Crum, the head coach, former North Carolina guy before Kent. Great guy, and it's 45 minutes from Youngstown, so I got to be back around my family.
From their own 48, play action. Hawkins, deep drop, dumps it down to Canick, got away from his man. 50, 45, into Kent State territory. Hawkins claps his hands, back to pass. 4-man rush, they pick it up, has a pocket, throws deep across the middle.
Nice.
He's got Carione at the 20, to the 15, Ivan inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Michael Hawkins looks awesome right now.
Well, that ball had some zip on it now.
Beautiful pass, right in his face mask.
Yeah, knocked that head back. He had so much zip on it.
Coach, always an honor.
That's the end of the first.
Good to be
out
with you
us.
guys always, Boomer.
Appreciate it,
Let's
Coach.
go. Bob Stoops, everybody. 2nd quarter coming up next.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Integris Health, your health partner for life. Game highlights are presented by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time.
Second and 10 from the 25 for Kent State. 14:22 to go till halftime. Oklahoma leads 17-0. Man in motion. They're going to throw it to the man in motion in the flat. He's met right at the line of scrimmage. Woo, boy. 4 wides. Now they send Wolford in motion. Cardsman to throw. Under pressure. Wrapped up and sacked. There's your boy, Teddy. The Coyote got it. Danny Okoye's first.
I love it. Hit it with a little stutter off the line. Little long step there. Then turns the corner right to the quarterback. That's why you come back to the football there. Help your quarterback out.
Pitch to Ott, sweeping right to the 45 to the 40. First down, crashing into Golden Flashes down to the 37. That's a 10-yard run for Jaden Ott. Now trips out to the left. Hawkins hands to Ott up the middle, dances it left, 35 to the 30, spins to the 28, churning his legs down to the 26, leans it to the 25.
Super light on his feet. Like that spin move is sudden, the quickness right there in traffic. That's why he was so highly touted.
They got to get it all the way down to the 15 for a first. Hawkins back to pass, dumps it to Ott out of the backfield. 35 outside, stiff arm 30. You sit down. 25 down the sideline, spun out shy of the 20. Sandell 1 for 1 today. This is from 39, right hash. Ball is in the air, plenty of distance and good again. Let's keep that trend up. Play action, throw across the middle. It's caught across the 40. First down out to the 45 and a good tackle from behind. Apollo Ray, David Stone, Trent Wilson in there on the D-line. It's a handoff over the left side, almost breaking free. Golden Flashes go tempo on 2nd and 3. Handoff Newbin again up the middle. Puts his head down, got a couple to the 45. Quick snap. Handoff up the middle goes Newbin. First down, has a seam all the way down to the 40. Give him the 39. 20-0 OU. Cardsman to throw. Looks left, does down the near side. Caught. Cardsman. Snap. Looked like early movement. No flag. Back to pass. Throws for the end zone. Down the middle. Too far out in front of his receiver. Double tights. Now they move the running back to the right and hand him the football. He's met and crushed in the backfield. A loss back to the 30. R. Mason Thomas, the first to the ball carrier. Play clock at 2. There's the snap. Cardsman back to pass quickly across the middle. Incomplete. He had pressure coming at him. Michael Hawkins takes the shotgun snap, throws across the middle. Little sidearm sling to Satania. Hawkins to throw. Has a pocket. Steps up, slings it across the middle. Caught by Satania. 45, bangs off a receiver, and he's down at the 47. That's close to the first down. Hawkins, handoff, Ott. Finds room up the middle for the first down and peruses his way to the 50. Move the chains. In motion goes Helms. Pitch to Ott. Right side. Sets up the blocker and then sprints it out of bounds for 4 to the Kent State 46. Carione in motion right to left. He joins a trip set out there. Hawkins hands it off. Ott up the middle. Little dance. Cuts it left. Nice move to the 40. Give him the 39 and a first down. He looks good, Ted.
He does.
Career long for Tate Sandell.
We've struggled with some of the twist games that Kent State's thrown our way in those 3rd and long situations. Disappointing.
55-yard try. The kick has plenty of distance, and it is good. From 50 55 with plenty of room to spare. Tate Sandell. Wow. This game's gone about like you thought it would so far. Oklahoma leads at 23-0 at the break.
Sooner Football with Brent Venables is brought to you by Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy. Game highlights are presented by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time.
Going left to right. That's north to south, third quarter, leading 23-0. Michael Hawkins hands it off. Blaylock up the middle, 15-20. Big hole out to the 25. Spun out to the 30. Hawkins, high snap, hauls it in. He'll run it himself up the middle. Dances right, got away. 35, jumps over a defender. He got just enough of his shoestring to bring him down. Back to pass, four-man rush, throws right side. That's caught for the first down. Carson Kent. Cardsman in the shotgun, quick snap, handoff Newman, met in the backfield. Pulls everybody back to the line of scrimmage and maybe for a yard to the 15. Cardsman to throw. Looks right, hit, ball's
there
loose, rolling around, scooped up, touchdown! Amazing, Grayson Holton scooped and scored.
Great sack by R. Mason Thomas, and Grayson Holton, he doesn't have to continue to dream about that play at Temple. He got himself a touchdown.
It was great. Look at the celebration in the end zone, too.
That was just a one-step drop by the quarterback, and he got drilled.
Sandell bounces one down the field, past the guy at the 15, down to the 5, picked up at the 2. He slips to his knee, touchdown. Oh, I think his knee was down.
Yeah, he's down.
Right knee, right there.
He's down for sure.
These are dangerous RPO areas where teams really want to sell out. They're feeling the safety, and those quarterbacks will pull it and throw it.
Handoff to Garcia, runs right, cuts back left. Owen Heineke stops him. Maybe half a yard. 2nd and 9. Gonna hand to Garcia again. Met at the goal line. He was able to get out. What a helpless feeling this has to be for Devin Cardsman, the Kent State quarterback. Looking at David Stone and Grayson Holton, PJ Adebawore, Taylor Wine. They all got their ears pinned back. There's the snap. Handoff. Met at the goal line. David Stone pushed him back. Will they give it to him? They're going to say he just got out. They're begging for the safety.
Times these punters one-step these and boom them and outkick the coverage.
Snap, one-step punt, wobbly, far sideline. Satania up, caught it, 35, got by a guy. 30, 25, outside to the 20 and out of bounds inside the red zone. From the 18-yard line of Kent State, handoff Blaylock, runs left, 15, has a hole to the 10, and he's brought down at the 9. 2nd and 2. There's the snap. Blaylock again, dancing. Weaves his way to the 7. That'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and goal. Empty set, only Hawkins in the backfield from the 7. Hawkins, quarterback keeper, runs left, has a hole. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Michael Hawkins from 7 yards.
Well, we got a little bit of everything on that quick little series in the running game, and blocked up really good there. Canick sealing everything off, and that's an easy touchdown run for Michael.
Negative 6 yards in the second half for Kent State so far. Timeout's over. Cardsman to throw. Looks left, comes back right under pressure, slings it out there, way out in front of the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. Double tight ends left this time. Cardsman, delayed hand. Nope, he's going to throw a slant pattern. It's intercepted! Intercepted! Jaden Hardy. They opened the turnover valve, Ted, and here they come.
Look out. And this is what it does. I mean, just think about, you already put a touchdown in on defense, and now you're going to give the offense the ball here deep in plus territory. And
backup offensive lineman out there right now. Hawkins back to pass, has a pocket, steps up, he'll run. 30, outside, 25, cuts it to the 20, has the first down. Jade not in at running back. He's at the top of the pistol. Hawkins going to hand it to him. Runs left, cuts it up to the 15. Met at the 14 and stopped there. Hawkins' fastball is about 3-4 miles an hour faster than Mateer's. That ball got on him quick. Hawkins out to the left, low pass picked up off the ground. And Satania made up for it. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. He went low. The knees never touched. And then it was a 10-yard sprint to pay dirt.
That was impressive. Bend catching that ball, not letting it hit the ground and not going down to a knee. And then he gets up and attacks the goal line, and he looked like 6 or 7 Kent State players in a pile on the goal line, like they all ran into each other in pain. That was really nice.
Man in motion. It's an inside handoff. Owen Heineke up to make the pop in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Inside handoff again and another loss. I got 4 quarterbacks on my board, and one not listed, Ruffin, is in the game. Handoff up the middle, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and dropped. And Kent State is in let's get out of here mode. 4 fingers in the air. We're headed to the final frame on this non-con Saturday in Norman. Well, may we see Whit Neubauer in the 4th. There's the snap, a hit up. Delaney is met as soon as he got the football by P.J. Adebawore. 3rd down and 8. Neubauer to throw for the first time. Does near side. Caught by Huggins. Turns it up. Banged out of bounds right at the first down marker. Neubauer. Handoff. Ott dances left. Comes back right across the 30. Good run out to the 32. They send Blaylock out in motion. Neubauer to run it himself. Comes left. Has the first down. Puts his shoulder down. Buries a flash. Neubauer hands to Blaylock. And no, Neubauer kept it around the right side. Fooled everybody. And he slides down in Kent State territory. Grayson Miller try to pin the Golden Flashes in deep again. High with backspin toward the near sideline. It's going to bound at the 5. Takes a left turn and it goes out of bounds inside the 1-yard line. What a story this kid is. Look at him. They're lifting Grayson Miller in the air. So 1st and 15 here, Kent State. Ruffin back to pass. Sooners bring pressure, and he's surrounded, and he's down. It's a sack. 3:20 to play. Ruffin to throw under pressure. Got away. Now he's not going to get away. He sacked Taylor Wine. Sooners bring the house under pressure. Hit as he throws. It's caught.
Wow.
But shy of the first down marker. And that's going to do it. Sooners are 5-0. Final score today in Norman in the non-con finale. Oklahoma 44 and Kent State nothing.
Well, that's a look back at the 44-0 victory over Kent State here in Norman on Saturday. Up next, a trip down to Dallas for the 121st edition of the Red River Rivalry. Hope you'll stay locked in all week long with our coverage. On Monday night, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. We've got 2 hours coming up for you. The Huddle with Chris Plank and Gabe Eichert. And then Coach Venables will join Chris and Teddy Lehman for his radio show there as well. I'm sure it'll be a packed house. It is always highly entertaining. Thursday nights, Coach's Corner. Don't miss that every week when Chris and Gabe get an opportunity to sit down with OU assistant coaches and talk about the week ahead, the game ahead. And then on Saturday, our Sooner radio coverage for you will begin at 11:30 a.m. from the Venerable Cotton Bowl, as the entire crew will get you set with everything you need to know, the latest news on everything leading up to kickoff, which will be just after 2:30. It is going to be a great week. There will be all kinds of fun talk as we get ready for the greatest game in American sports, OU Texas 121. And we'll be right back here next week in Coach's office again for Sooner Football with Brent Venables, brought to you by Integris Health. Until then, Boomer Sooner, everybody.